Good evening. So I want to talk for a moment about the sarcasm of the oppressor. Let's get down to it. One thing I've learned when it comes to, this is before Trump, this is before all that, the Trump bigotry and the bullshit really began. One thing I learned is white men love to use sarcasm instead of reason when they think they're better than you. And that's one reason why I like California so much, and I love not living around white people, because I've gotten to the point to where it is so annoying when they do that. It is so annoying. And it's just stupid. If you're not familiar, a certain company named Celadon, they closed up, I think it was Monday. Thousands of drivers left out of work. Thousands. And I was just looking. One thing I do now, I didn't used to do this when I was conservative. I didn't do this when I was a libertarian with Alex Jones. I like to go online and see, like, do people understand what this means about capitalism? Like, I'm the guy that I'm looking to see, do you people realize what's going wrong? I didn't do that before. Before I tuned to Alex Jones and just get indoctrinated every day. My new age, now it's like, I might go days without looking at alternate. I might go days without looking at any of that. Any of that. I may, you know what I mean? I may do none of that. And I'm still on point because I know who I am inside. It's good to, because they have time to look up all that news. I don't. I work for a living. And somehow I find myself on AR15.com. Now, I've been on there years ago. That's a very, very conservative gun owner forum. And all those guys were talking about how Celadon waited to the last minute. And they were telling everybody. These are guys, I was shocked. I'm like, wow. I mean, these were guys that own businesses and work for businesses. And they were talking about Celadon. They were talking about how certain things worked. And basically, Celadon let all their customers and everybody know. The only person let know was the driver. And people were talking about how, like, this isn't fair. And that's why I did the video, I think, talking about Jevick and Oliver Tolson and Arrow and Falcon. Well, Falcon, I wasn't talking about that. These are companies that stranded drivers. They stranded drivers on the road. These are folks with families. These are folks out here, and this is near the holidays, and folks get stranded. And then you want to sit up here and call us socialists and communists because we're questioning capitalism. See, I don't make this stuff up. It comes to me. It's almost like it's more evidence that I even need to show you how, for the working class, we're getting screwed. And I'm not saying Trump made it better or worse. I think Trump just shows you, anybody that's paying attention, he shows you how he's only for a rich white man. And that's where the system's been, but he's put out in a blatant fashion. Like I always tell y'all, that he's not talking to us. He's not even using our language. Now, there was a white guy that went on there that was talking about how, it was only one white guy. There's like 3 or 4 pages of comments. And only one of them was like, yeah, this must be the orange guy's fault. And this is capitalism's fault, right? I'm trying to be, and someone called him out on it. I was like, damn. Like, and in my experience, when it comes to gun forums of any sort or survivalist forums, they're generally very conservative. They're more conservative than conservative forums. Period. Because they're invested in it. It doesn't matter. Conscience doesn't matter because my guns are more important, in essence. I've come to realize that with them, the science doesn't really matter. So to see that someone called a guy out on it, it was like, whoa, like, And it was like 3 pages down where someone finally said something stupid. I was like, here it is. One person. Out of all of it I read. Everybody was pretty much, I should have read it. I should read it to you guys. But it was just shocking. And see, that's why I have faith in Bernie Sanders. Even though, I know that what I want won't happen using the electoral process, and I'm okay with it. I'm underclass. I'm underdog. Even though that's the case, even though that's the reality, I still hold inside myself hope. And I realize that when you have a system that is so unfair, so unjust, and just screws people the way right-wingers and the way this late-stage capitalism has been doing, this is the only reaction you'll get is people. I think Bernie Sanders went on Fox News and people were cheering him and laughing and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, that's amazing. He's supposed to be this commie socialist guy that you would be afraid of, right? No. You know why? I'm not a billionaire. And for a lot of those people in that audience, they're not millionaires or billionaires either. It's working class people trying to take care of their families, maybe put a little money away. That's it. Trump is an oligarch. He's speaking to angry white men, and he's speaking to other oligarchs. That's it. Nothing for me. Something for you. And your statements, pretty much prove those points. I don't have to go into it. But there's been a lot of white men I've seen that I see their posts and stuff. They go on there and all this sarcasm. You know what it is? You know what it really is? Graham Melwood was talking about the war in Iraq, the war documents, and how showing that the Afghan war had been a failure. Different politicians, presidents had covered it up, how much of a failure it was, and how generals that were saying that this is not going well. This is bad. A lot of people were saying this war is a failure. And I thought about, I don't know why it came to my mind, how that's why the white man is using sarcasm. Because he's engaging in all these different acts of aggression and people hate him. People hate the oppressor. And for the oppressor, he has no reason to hate anybody. White people have no reason to hate black people. Let me be clear. Let me be very clear about this. White people have no reason to hate black people. You understand me? They have no reason. I'm not talking about a white person who's been victimized by a person of color. I'm not talking about that. The average white man has no reason to hate me. He may not like me, but he has no reason to just walk in the door right now and be like, I hate you. Why? Well, you have no reason to. But yet, you see what the oppressor's doing, waging 7 wars at one time. These documents coming out about climate change. Documents coming out about Exxon, how they knew about climate change back in the 80s. The Flint water stuff. The Newark water stuff. There's all kind of inequality. Oh, the thing in Houston that came out, the Gardens place where all the people were getting cancer clusters. They've been talking about it for years and now it's being proven. Black people have all kind of reasons to have hate for the system. All kind of legitimate reason to have hate for the system. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear about this. Okay? So what the oppressor does, because he has to use more and more violence to achieve his goals, he's taking the things that people call them and celebrating it. I started seeing something. I used to get a lot of military catalogs. I think I bought much of the stuff. And I think I thought there was some kind of a legitimacy and authority when I was younger. And now I realize that authority is just something that is designed to keep the poor and black down. No legitimacy to it. It's legitimacy that they make out of it. Out of victimizing people who are already victims, arresting people who are victimizing other victims. I used to see them have shirts that say, I'm a proud infidel. This is a Marine catalog. This is a military catalog. And A lot of my friends have never seen this, never heard of this. You don't see a lot of it. This is before Trump. Okay? This is back when, I think when Obama. This might have been when Bush was in office. When I started to see that. Proud infidel. Now, infidel simply means unfaithful. So what the Caucasian has done is he has taken an insult. He has taken something that is meant as an insult from the oppressed to the oppressor. And he said, you know what? I am an infidel. Like I see on Cedar Post guy said, keeping the man down. They're proud to be the oppressor. I realize that not all the white people, but you have a good number of white folks out here that are proud to be oppressive to the people of the earth. They really are. And that's why, the Trump hats and all that, that's just the next generation of that. It's like, Star Trek, you had the TOS, you had Next Generation, you had Voyager, it was all different variations, new generations of the same idea, going into space and exploration and all that. You had a few twists, you had Dominion War and stuff, but it was still just the same thing. Same thing with wearing infidel shirts, wearing shirts talking about make America great again, keep making America great, all that bullshit. It's the same thing. Because white people a white man has no reason to hate anybody in Africa. Let me be clear about that. Ain't no white man got no reason, and I'm pretty sure they would agree, to just go out here and say, I hate people in Africa. They may not like people. They may not understand their culture. There may be things that Africans do that are kind of weird. I go along with that. But you have no reason to hate anybody. None. You have no reason. And it'd be crazy to try to act as though you do. It's ridiculous. So like I said, because they don't have that rage, because they're winning. Like I said about Trump, what has Trump tried to do he hadn't gotten? The only thing Trump ain't gotten is when he tried, he shut the government down. He shut the government down. Democrats just gave him a little something, shut the government down for, I think, 20, 30 days, all the people out of work. And then at the end of the day, he didn't gain anything. He had to reopen the government. He didn't gain anything. And people should be pissed about that. That he tried to bully everybody in the government, and it didn't work. He's been doing that from day one when he pulled out the JCPOA, the Iran deal, and he tried to get everybody to go along. Nobody went along with him. Nobody followed him. And now you have all these governments. I think it's the Netherlands, Denmark. They trying to work with Iran. America has lost respect from the world. I know what Trump was doing, because that's what you do. When people respect you and you move, they follow you. Trump's not respected. And Trump doesn't act in a way where he should be respected. He's an arrogant bigot. He's a racist. I mean, he's just a blowhard. No one should respect that. And no one does. So, this is just how I look at it, that the Caucasian has to do that. Like I said, make America great again, proud infidel, what's the other shit? It's a couple other things they do. They put tattoos up. And it's just a inversion of really something that's an insult to say that the white man is a barbarian. Not saying all whites are, but when you put that stuff up there, that's really racism. You know that, right? When someone says you're an infidel, you're unclean, you're unfaithful, and you put a shirt on with that, you are basically saying, yes, I am everything you say I am, and more. I'm proud of it. And that goes back into that sarcasm. It's physical because he's wearing it on a shirt, but it goes back to that arrogant sarcasm that a lot of them have, that I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how what I do hurts anybody. I don't care about the cries of the oppressed. I don't care. I was just sitting out all night. I thought this was lemon juice. Damn. That was a waste. Anyway, peace, y'all.